here's the situation. Hello, Jaxo. What's up? So the situation is I'm making Chat GPT cocktails. That's not what I'm doing tonight. That's an aside. Just to set the stage. I'm gonna switch this over to like a body cam stream because that's mainly what I want to do today. Some people sent me this though, which I thought, what the hell not? Let's take a look at it. The person who wrote this clearly wants me to make a video about them. They're basically like on their knees, mouth open, begging for me to make a video about them. They don't really have, as far as I've seen, like much of an online presence outside of this blog that basically like Katie Cruz and nobody else reads. So that's just not like, they're not really a fun subject for a video, And I'm not even gonna like, this is a little lengthy. I'm not even gonna like read everything and address all their points because like there's no reason to. It's not like the pedophile community is one that I'm interested in having like a back and forth discussion. But I thought some stuff in here was kind of funny. Also, I might, just as a fuck you, I might just put this up on like my second channel, just like my chat react to it, just to say, hey, Brian, fuck you, but not to do like a video that gets actual views, because I know that's what they want. They want to be in a video that has a bunch of views on it. Also, I'll probably just say pedophile, 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 so it gets hella demonetized. And then no one's going to see that shit. Miserable little bully named Sly Boy. Basically, what this person does is they've watched like every single video I've ever put out, clearly. They just give like a full playthrough of the Katie Cruz drama. This is like watching Star Wars from like a stormtrooper's point of view or something. Prominent map activist Katie Cruz has been all over TikTok and YouTube recently. One of her main detractors is the failed singer-songwriter Sly Boy. All right, we're coming out the gate heavy. A shriveled disappointment of a man who is desperately trying to build a career as a hateful YouTuber. I am certainly no fan of such inherent trashy content and only became aware of it due to a spurious link between the Cruz debacle and attacks on the Mew forum, which is a pedophile forum. Now having the distinct displeasure of going through Sly Boy's video posting history, nobody forced you to do that, brother. I'll maintain why he is a massive bully with violent inclinations, not to mention a misogynist and a transphobe. I don't know where he's getting the transphobe thing. But my videos have been very popular with trans people. I've gotten a lot of them reaching out to me. I'll also take a look at why Mapness should indeed be celebrated and why Cruz is warning to those seeking to harm her was very much necessary. Okay, so her death threat was that it was a self-defense death threat, I think is his argument. Is this a road you really want to go down? It might be one that neither of us come back from. I'm sick and dying. I don't have much to lose. If you kill me, you're doing me a favor, but it looks like you have a whole lot more to lose. If I die a little sooner than I originally was going to, such is life, I'm at peace with that. But are you at peace with it? I won't capitulate to bullies. I don't negotiate with terrorists. I won't back down. God bless and Godspeed. So this person is openly saying that if I show up to Shelbyville, Indiana to exercise my free speech rights, she's gonna try to kill me. Due to the threats made by Sly Boy and his apparent propensity for violence, I will not link to any videos that engage in attempted doxing. And again, I won't read, like, it's just like too long-winded to read over every little thing here. Let's see. He sets up who Katie Cruz is. He goes over the Katie Cruz and like Riata, the prequel, as it were. To be fair, he kind of got the like flow of events correct. Obviously, he just got, he has his own interpretation of how those events went down, but he very clearly watched all of the source material. So he talks about the map camp videos. I think he says something like, I wasn't hardly getting any videos until I started talking about, that I wasn't hardly getting any views until I started talking about pedophiles, which, certainly this has been like the biggest, upwards arc in my subscriber count, but, I've been around for a minute, been getting views in other places, going over the Mythby stuff. Oh, yeah, okay, so at around the 38-minute mark in the video, Sly Boy reads a blog entry by Katie Cruz and bounces up and down in his seat excitedly and shouts, "Oh, I'm gonna kill," implied Katie Cruz.
To answer the initial question, why did God create pedophiles? Simple. God needs people to love, advocate, and care for children.
Oh, I want to fucking kill.
Sorry, I'm not supposed to give my opinion.
Funnily enough, I vaguely remember what he's referring to in the map camp video, but I could have easily also said, I'm going to fucking kill myself. Because that, which I understand that's a little triggering to some people, sorry about that. But that has been like an unfortunate, just like, that's basically like a exclamatory thing that for a while was really automatic for me when I found something upsetting. Shortly after, the words "you will die" are seen written on his hand while he strokes his cat. That would be this. It's actually a tattoo that predates my knowledge of Katie Cruz. This thing is not good at focusing on my hand, but you get the gist. Yeah, he's upset that I made fun of Mythby for being unhoused. Sly Boy really clutches at straws to present Mythby as a supporter of literal rape. Not really clutching at straws, in my opinion, but, you know. Sly Boy's fledgling crush on Katie Cruz. Sly Boy describes Cruz allies as child abusers, degenerate scum, and other niceties, even though many of them are notably anti-contact. He went after my friends. He called my friends degenerates. Only half of them are rapists. Only like half of them are child rapists. And you're painting us all with the degenerate scum brush? When is the Sly Boy bikini dropping? That's an excellent question. I don't know. When I have more bikini-wearing subscribers, maybe? I don't know. We would have to focus group that. I don't know what the demand is. Bizarrely, brother said, bizarrely, he also describes himself as better looking than Cruz. Okay, so it's interesting that he... this is an interesting point of argument. I don't feel like I even need to defend myself there. Which is an amusing statement from a man with a deformed nose. Okay, that one I don't get at all. Maybe you don't like my nose. I think my nose is perfectly adequate. But deformed usually means, that would usually denote that it's like asymmetrical or something. I have an extremely symmetrical nose. All right? I will say that, vain as it may be. An ironic pedo stash, which, you know, okay. Again, I don't even need to, I don't know why I feel like I need to defend myself here from the pedo stash allegations. And a wild bush of pubes for hair. Now, I will admit, sometimes my hair can get a little frizzy, all right? But that happens naturally when you have curly hair, okay? I don't know what to say. Oh, thank you for the 10 quid again. Writer of this article is the biggest Sly Boy superfan ever. No, he's watched every second of my content. This is very thorough. The next video has been deleted by YouTube from Sly Boy's channel for good reason. And as such, I will not be mentioning its title. I forget which video he's talking about. Oh, he must be talking about the content fed. Re-uploaded to other channels, which let's just give somebody a shout out here. This is what he's talking about. A couple of people have it up. Later in the video, Sly Boy looks at the life-size image and screams at her that she is a stupid fat bitch. Guilty as charged. Guilty as charged. I did do that. I'm very sorry. Comma, his assault rifle very clearly displayed. They didn't know that was a crime. Not long after, he proceeds to criticize Cruz's anti-contact friends, whom he refers to as the Diddler Squad. He claims they sent hateful messages to a woman who doxed her. I mean, yeah, I think they're talking about the Riata thing. That the Diddler Squad did, like, send messages to her making fun of her deceased sister.
So it comes with the territory, I guess. What I do is gonna make bad people mad. Apparently so mad that they try and find where my oldest goes to school at. This account right here tagged me in a video earlier with a image that came from my little sister's memorial page. This is a public Facebook page that was made when my little sister was murdered. The image is my little sister holding my now oldest, who was a baby at the time. And as you can see, the title is basically a threat saying that they hope that niece ends up like aunt. And then they tagged a middle school that I guess they assume that my oldest daughter goes to, which is not anywhere close to accurate. I don't even live in that state anymore. My point is I know this comes with the territory, and I've already taken many measures to protect myself from it. But if you guys could just do me a favor and report this account, not because it contains any private information, everything on there is public knowledge, but just because it's a gross statement.
So, I don't know if that qualifies as hateful, but anyway. Towards the end, Sly Boy again shows viewers how to find Cruz's alleged house. Incorrect, never did that. Then expresses pretend concern about how easy it is to find. No, brother, that was real concern. That was real concern, because it's ridiculous. Has she taken down that website? Like, this is something she, like, proudly advertises. Let's see. The Shelby Lighthouse. She has a picture of her house just sitting there. He blurs out the picture of her house. Yeah, which is a level of security that I did over what she herself did. I'm concerned that you just have your house publicly online. Take this down, please, for your own benefit. If not for your benefit, your mom's benefit. Because I know this is your mom's house. I know you pay them rent. Oh, she took it down. Okay, so she heeded my warning. It looks like the Shelby Lighthouse website went down. Hell yeah. Good job, Katie. Good self-preservation instincts, finally. On the very page, he shows viewers how to locate, stating that he doesn't want anyone to go and shoot her. But he quite obviously is sending people after her. How, brother? How am I doing that? I'm just documenting the things that she publicly advertises. Like, this is what she wants the world to see. And I'm saying, hey, maybe take down the picture of your house. Immediately following this, he repeats his threat of going to her town to expose her. That's correct, I did do that. And he concludes by stating that Jesus wants her dead. Okay. Not seeing any pushback on that fact. We getting any pushback there? I would like to see you address that argument. In his next video titled, "The person in this thumbnail is planning to murder me," Sly Boy contends Cruz is planning to murder him. Yeah, I mainly got that from the death threat comment. That was my source. Why does he say that? Well, under the now deleted video, a commenter warns him he better be armed when he goes to her town. And he mentioned he's always strapped. In other words, he is advertising the fact that he's planning to show up to Cruz's town armed. This is like, I feel like this is like some 2016 style journalism wordplay here. Any town I show up to, I'm showing up to armed. Yeah, there's Katie Cruz's comment about me. Sly Boy frames it as, this person is openly saying that if I show up to her alleged town to exercise my free speech rights, she's going to try to kill me. He decides that for the time being, at least, perhaps going to her town to start a war might not be the best idea. I did not decide that. I just said I wasn't going tomorrow. You kind of get the gist. He goes over, victim blames our friend who was on the channel, Michaela, a little bit. Hot take, Sly Boy is a nasty little bully. All right, now I got to contend that fact, excuse me. I'm contending the fact that that's a hot take. Also, I just realized that one of my buttons popped open. I was giving you guys a little bit more than you bargained for. Hope you're okay over there. I try to be like the Dexter of bullies. Because one thing I've noticed about myself is that I'm very good at bullying. So the goal, hopefully, is that I bully, like, pedophiles. You know what I'm saying? Toski with the 20 gift memberships. Wow, that's really generous. Thank you. His targets are vulnerable people. My targets are vulnerable. Which my targets are vulnerable? Sly Boy is clearly aware of the pro-choice map community. I feel like hold on, I'm scared to open that link. I feel like pro-choice, whatever term he's using there, is not not the same. Pro-choice is a term used to describe a person, often a map or ally, as favoring the legalization or social acceptance of at least some minor adult physical/sexual relations. Okay, so rapist. So those are the vulnerable people? As he references us several times in his videos. Ah, so you're one of them, I see. Several times in his videos, however, the people he chooses to attack are maps who are not confident enough to challenge the common narrative that AMSC is inherently wrong. And I assume that is adult minor sexual contact. Or at least very unwilling to do so. Okay, so the poor closeted pedophiles, I'm just bullying them so hard. Sly Boy is such a cute bi boy. I don't know where you got that. I don't know where you deduced that about me, but it's wrong. Bi boy. By you. Mods ban him. Raincloud with the 20 gift memberships as well. Thank you so much. I love Sly Boy. He's like the white Curtis Connor. Thank you. Thank you, brother. I'll try to live up to that name. Damn. Insults and slurs. I didn't use a slur, did I? Are there slurs for pedophiles I don't know about? Sly Boy's use of language is that of a narcissist bully. Fact check, true. He refers to members of anti-contact communities using a variety of silly and grossly inaccurate slurs. Oh, shoot. I'm using the pedophile slurs. I'm so sorry. So sorry to that protected community. Implying that they're all rapists when most are actually going above and beyond to ensure that they don't engage in criminal contact. He clearly enjoys putting people down to feel better about himself. Not really to feel better about myself, because again, I'm a narcissist, right? So like I feel pretty great about myself just like out of the womb. You know, day one, I feel, wait, Raincloud, did you do it again? We all riding high tonight. Yeah, W's for Raincloud. What was I saying about myself? Oh yeah, I'm a narcissist, right? According to him. And I think there's some truth to that. So I feel kind of awesome about myself just by default. So I don't need to put other people down to feel good about myself. I enjoy putting other people down just for the love of the game, man. Which again, is why I try to make videos about pedophiles. There's a long history of registered sex offenders being murdered at home. And the public, Sly Boy very much included, treat sex offenders and non-offending maps as one and the same. No, that's actually super not true. Because in the videos, which I know he's seen all of them, multiple of my videos, I talked about how, like, in an ideal world, you would have, like, programs or better programs than exist now for people who struggle with those attractions towards minors to, not offend. These attacks happen because the targets are unable or unwilling to defend themselves. What? Okay. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. We need more maps standing up for themselves to the fullest extent of the law, and that includes exercising stand your ground rights when applicable. Again, he's acting as if I threatened to show up to Katie Cruz's house and like bust her door down. I didn't say I would do that, not once. I'm just going to tell everyone in Shelbyville what she is. Chasing views, aren't we all, brother? That's what you're doing right now. Of course, beyond being a thoroughly nasty individual, Sly Boy is also chasing views. Fact check, true. His commentary videos prior to map camp coverage received an average of 1,000 to 2,000 views with a few outliers. The few outliers, by the way, are like 100,000 view videos. I will just say that. But I also don't see what the problem would be otherwise. His review of an album from a year ago sits at a grand total of 478 views. His review of an album. What is he talking about? Is he talking about... Hold on. I think I might know what he's talking about. That's what he's talking about. And what's funny enough is it's 479 now, probably because he watched it. It's a 2-second video. It's a 2-second video. Don't you think that's relevant to the story? That it only has that many views? Banger video, by the way. Imagine Dragons' Loom album review. It's bad. Really good video. Attacking trans maps and their female allies has really helped him get his numbers up after a series of attempted hate videos and random nonsense that ultimately went nowhere. Is he pulling the misogyny thing on me? I don't understand. Am I a misogynist also? Oh, that's kind of funny. He accuses me of being misogynist, and then his next paragraph is he's attacking the feminist movement. Love that. I like that. That's poetic. Let's see. A defense of Mapness and of Cruz. No, thanks. I think we're pretty much good there. And to conclude, oh, interesting tidbit here. The map camp of 2024 did ultimately go ahead, which is interesting because I hadn't heard that. I assumed, something probably happened in the shadows, albeit not at the location everyone expected. So map camp of 2024 did happen. They probably had one for 2025 already, I'm assuming. He's saying maps should get together more frequently than they do. They want more pedocons. Maps should absolutely spend more time with children. It's our natural calling, and all the silliness and hysteria must not be allowed to get in the way of that. All the silliness, guys. Just all the silliness get in the way of, there's a lot of silliness that gets between pedophiles and children. You know what I'm saying? Silliness, make it stop. And Sly Boy, if you're reading this, how about coming after an aggressive pro-choice man like me this time instead of essentially beating on women? All right, well, congratulations. You've been uploaded to the channel that has like 1,000 subscribers instead of 60,000. Pedophile. And now the video is not going to get seen by anybody because it'll be restricted. Congratulations. Oh, we have comments. Great article. After all the years of debating people with the same mentality as this person on the internet, I'm convinced that the self-claimed good guys are the spiritual reincarnation of Nazism. I'm a Nazi now too. What the fuck? What did I do? Hey, now that feels like ad hominem. I'm gonna be honest. Come on. Okay. Anyway, you rearrange the words around and eventually meet the same principle. One group hasn't committed an offense on which you might apply punishment, which would be justified, and the other is willingly looking for the total eradication of that group. Honestly, like, you wouldn't even get that from an honest read of my videos. Like, I talked about, like, there's a lot of people who don't want to offend, who should, like, be put through programs to help them, cope. And, like, I've also advocated for, like, better research towards this end. It is a shame that authorities aren't caring about someone who is clearly sick in the head and should be kept away from civilization. Fucking me? You talking about me? Okay, so I guess I'm a Nazi and I should be kept away from civilization. But, like, most of civilization... Okay, this is a little bit of a self-defeating argument because, like, my position on this is very popular. Like, my position on pedophiles is probably about, like, 99% of the population's position on it. So what you're arguing is that 99% of the population should be kept away from civilization, which is the same as arguing that you should be kept away from civilization. You see what I'm saying? Like, you kind of just made an argument that we should kick you out of civilization. Yeah. The other 99.9% of us, kick us out. Kick us out of the country, all right? You like, don't talk to us, shun us, give us the silent treatment. Don't talk to us. Don't talk to our children, all right? Don't shop at our stores. Anyway, like I said, I wouldn't really want to do like a full video on this person because like there's nothing really interesting about them. They just have this one blog, and I haven't seen anything else, like any other presence on the internet. So there's nothing fun about like doing a full video about them. Pretty disturbing though. Brian Ribbon is an independent writer and activist by night. I am a highly educated teacher by profession, a millennial. I'm of Western origin, but very much an anti-patriot and permanently based in Asia. I'm interested in a variety of issues and topics, and I enjoy writing about controversial subjects such as sexual politics, blah, blah, blah. He mixes highly analytical pieces with firebrand rhetoric. Spicy. I'm a map rights activist who co-founded some bullshit with the radical queer activist Jim Burton. What was the... Hold on. So there was another thing... Minor attraction as a mentoring orientation. When I glanced at this earlier, here's what I'm looking for. After getting back from work yesterday, exhausted from a day of teaching 6th grade. Nah, I love them really. Yes, I logged into blah, 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 and there's some other bullshit that he's mad about here. So this man is, I believe, presumably an American or maybe a European of some kind, living in Asia, teaching 6th grade students. But yeah, there's not. I don't think there's really like other stuff out there about them besides that. So, again, like just yeah, if I could hunt down more information about you, I would in a heartbeat because you're like a ticking time bomb of something horrible that's going to happen, unfortunately, but, they're pretty anonymous. Holy fuck. Wait, hold on. We got more. Everybody's just in the giving spirit. Sent 50 Sly Boy gift memberships. Man, Neku just whipped his cock out. What the fuck? Or her cock. All right, I don't know the gender. All right, so now that you're all members, all right, what am I making? We're done with Brian. Brian, get the fuck out of here.